Member for Kelowna Mission.
Well, the NDP's budgeting disaster reveals a massive structural deficit, with debt servicing costs exploding to $5.7 billion a year. Higher minimum payments on the provincial credit card mean less money for critical services. Schools are neglected, transit and TransLink left out, and no money for expansion of treatment and recovery, despite 7 people a day dying. I have a simple question for the Finance Minister. Given the NDP's reckless fiscal path, how much will debt servicing costs increase if her mismanagement leads to a credit downgrade?
Minister of Finance.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Actually, right now, BC is an economic and fiscal leader in Canada. Our debt to GDP ratio is one of the lowest in Canada. Our interest bite is 3.2 cents on every dollar we earn, which is the lowest.
Member.
Which is the lowest in Canada. So we are ensuring that we can afford our debt load, but we also are ensuring we're going to keep providing services to people. This is about not having a deficit of services, which we were left with. That's what we inherited in 2017, Mr. Speaker, a deficit of services. And we will continue to support people in this province by not cutting the services they desperately need.
Kelowna Mission Supplemental.
Well, only the NDP would brag about big debt and big taxes. That lack of an actual answer to the question speaks volumes about the NDP mismanagement. Driven by the infamous NDP budget optimism, the minister's budget ignores her own Economic Forecast Council's projections, has eliminated the forecast allowance, and fails to account for the higher borrowing costs triggered by an impending credit downgrade. If there were a Ministry of Debt Servicing, it would rank as BC's 4th largest government ministry, siphoning funds directly from essential services. So I'll ask again, while the NDP maxes out the provincial credit card, exactly how much will debt servicing costs increase when BC's credit rating is downgraded?
Minister.
Mr. Speaker, it just makes me want to, I know this is question period, it makes me want to ask the question, what would the member opposites cut? What services would they cut to people in this province? Would they cut hospital services, health care? And we know they didn't hire any doctors or nurses because we've been steadily hiring doctors and nurses since we formed government. Would they go back to their old ways of cutting services like education? We have struggled to make sure that we have enough teachers in this province because there wasn't enough when we formed government. We have hired hundreds of more
teachers.
Members,
please. Members. Minister will continue.
Money, thank you, Mr. Speaker. There's money in this budget not only to hire more teachers, but to hire those people that help teachers in the classroom so kids can get the services and support they need. That's what this budget is about.